This video explains what you will be charged for and how much when using MDX. The second half covers what's different when using it as in JHPCN project. MDX charges you for two kinds of resources, that is, virtual machines, and storage. Before going into how you are charged for virtual machine usage, let me first say there are two types of virtual machines. One is guaranteed to boot, or simply, guaranteed virtual machines. You can always boot guaranteed virtual machines up to the amount you have reserved in advance. And once booted, they continue to run as long as you want, without ever being forced to stop. It's like yearly season seats for baseball parks. Whenever you go, there will always be a seat for you to watch the game. If you are familiar with Amazon EC2, you can also think of them like on-demand instances of EC2. Except that you need to request in advance the amount of guaranteed virtual machines you want to have. You specify the amount of guaranteed virtual machines when you apply for a project via the application portal. After a project is approved, you can check and change it from the Project tab of the user portal. The other is spot virtual machines. You don't have to have advanced reservations to use them, but they may fail to boot, or even be forced to stop after started when MDX becomes full. To continue the baseball park analogy, it's like a same-day ticket, available only if there is an empty seat. Again, if you are familiar with Amazon EC2, you can think of them like spot instances of EC2. When you start a virtual machine in the user portal, you can specify its type, guaranteed or spot, and you can also change the type of running virtual machines. With that, let's move on to what you will be charged for. First, for guaranteed virtual machines, you will be charged for the reserved amount. This means you will be charged even if they are not actually running. On top of that, additional charges will be incurred for machines that are actually running. For spot virtual machines, you pay only for those that are running. Here is an illustration. Blue indicates guaranteed virtual machines that are running and yellow spot virtual machines. The red frame indicates the amount reserved for guaranteed virtual machines. That is, the light gray part is virtual machines that are reserved but are not actually running. You are charged for the inside the red frame and the area painted in blue or yellow. Regarding storage, you will be charged for their capacities, not actual usages. Note that you will be charged even if you don't actually put any data. Having explained what are the subject to charges, we will now show you the actual unit prices so that you can calculate the price tag based on your usage. The unit prices are on this page. This is for fiscal year 2023. We are going to show the actual price for a hypothetical case. Let's say you use a GPU pack of guaranteed virtual machine, that is, a virtual machine equipped with one GPU, for a month. Let's assume it's up and running 60% of the time, or 18 days in the month. In addition, you use 8 GPU packs of spot virtual machines, for 2 days. The total usage of the month will be 30 days worth of reservations, 18 days worth of actually running guaranteed virtual machines, and 8 by 2 days worth of running spot virtual machines. There will be storage fee in addition to this actually, but we will omit it here. We note that the actual charge will occur by purchasing points. You buy points and allocate them for each project. Purchased points will be consumed for reserved and running virtual machines and storage capacity. You purchase points from the application portal and check balance from the user portal. Next we'll talk about JHPCN, what and how much resources you can use if your project is awarded by JHPCN. The only essential difference is that you can use it without purchasing points by yourself. You can use points for CPU virtual machines, GPU virtual machines, or storage, just like any other MDX project. Therefore the question of what and how much you can use is equivalent to how many points you will get. Omitting some details for brevity, we'll allocate 1,000,000 points, or equivalently, 1,000,000 yen, per project. It's like, sign up to JHPCN, and you'll receive 1,000,000 points for free. An important caveat is that out of 1,000,000 points, 900,000 will be shared by all projects. It's like, we have something called a shared wallet and you contribute 900,000 to it. And a wallet dedicated to your project, or a personal wallet, has only 100,000. Here is an illustration. The shared wallet has 900,000 per project, or 900,000 by the number of JHPCN projects using MDX in total. You use money, well, actually points, in the shared wallet until it becomes empty, and then your personal wallet. JHPCN provides supercomputers other than MDX. To make a contrast, all these supercomputers operate only with personal wallets. The amount of money in each wallet is determined by the amount requested by the applicant and peer reviews. There is nothing like the shared wallet. An implication is the amount of resources absolutely guaranteed to you is only 100,000. On the other hand, the shared wallet has a lot of money, well, points, so chances are you can use much more than 1,000,000 points. In other words, it's more like a first come, first served policy. You might wonder, what? In the worst case I can only use 100,000? Or the first come, first serve policy sounds too anarchic. The underlying idea is that there have always been JHPCN projects that underuse allocated resources, so we aim to reallocate them to whoever utilize them better. Especially in MDX, there are projects having vastly different demands on compute resources. On the one hand there are AI or ML projects that heavily demand compute resources. On the other hand there are projects more focused on data collection and curation, which may not require much compute resources. Then, you might still wonder, why don't we let applicants specify how much resources they request in their applications, just like we do for other supercomputers? That's a legitimate question, but we are afraid it's actually difficult for MDX users, or for anyone for that matter, to predict how much you compute in a year from now. Which greatly depend on how your research progresses. The key idea is to allow more resources to be allocated to those who need them, as they progress. A problem of this approach that we acknowledge might arise is that the shared wallet may be depleted early in a year. If that happens, we will consider a rule that limits the pace of consuming points in the shared wallet. In the first year, however, we will see what happens without imposing such a rule. To an extent, it relies on the researcher's good faith, like not running clearly useless virtual machines. Performing a large amount of calculations using spot virtual machines, checking the balance of the shared wallet. We appreciate your cooperation. So that you can do so, we will make a system that allows you to see the remaining balance of the shared wallet. You might be wondering how large the shared wallet is in practice. Well, we will have something like 17 millions at the start of the fiscal year 2023. If you have any questions or comments about the system, you are welcome to contact JHPCN office or share your thoughts at the symposium. Finally, we'll cover some details we grossed over before for brevity. Earlier, I said 1,000,000 points is allocated per project. In fact, it is as follows, to be more precise. A single JHPCN project can be allocated at most 3.6 million yen in total, including MDX and other supercomputers. Therefore, if a project uses more than 2.6 million yen worth of supercomputer resources, the remaining amount from the 3.6 million yen will be allocated for MDX. That's it for this tutorial. The MDX user guide summarizes how to use MDX, including the contents of this tutorial. They are available at these URLs.